This is a simple tutorial to show best practice when removing the battery and then also reinstalling back in place. Firstly, pull the cables tight at the top of the down tube. This helps to move them out of the way during the removal and reinstallation process. During this process, a torque key and Torx 20 bit will be required. Taking your T20, undo and remove the screw holding the battery cover in place, making sure to keep this safe. You then gently slide the cover off and wipe away any dirt that may have got trapped between the housing and frame. Then, while supporting the battery bracket, undo the T20 screw which is holding the bracket in place, again making sure to keep the screw and spring washer safe. At this point, gravity should encourage the battery and bracket to slide out of the frame. You then unclip the bracket from the battery, moving it to one side to allow the battery to be removed. Occasionally the bike will need a gentle shake to loosen the battery. We now move on to the battery installation. We again pull the cables on the down tube to help keep them out the way. Firstly, the end with a triangular block goes in first. In turn, the Bosch logo will appear upside down. At the other end of the battery, the power button will appear upside down. This will mean that the power button will line up with the hole in the frame. We must ensure it is inserted the correct way around. Moving the bracket and cables to one side, we must make sure that the cables are tight. This will help when inserting the battery in the frame. Inserting the battery can be a tight fit, and some gentle side-to-side movement may be required to get the battery in place. Then gently slide the battery into the down tube. The bracket is then clipped onto the battery and inserted back inside the down tube, lining up both holes in the bracket with the holes in the frame. If resistance is felt against the battery, do not push further. At this point, the cables at the top of the down tube will need to be pulled again, allowing free movement of the battery up the down tube. Holding the bracket in place, the T20 screw and spring washer will need to be threaded back into place, using the upper of the two screw holes. Then finally torqued up to 5 Nm. The cables are then tucked out of the way before the battery cover is slid back into place. Then taking the final T20 screw, you secure the battery cover. Finally, switch the header unit on by pressing the power button on the top.